welcome back to my channel. And let's see, this is my first video for 2003, and coincidentally, it is the last spread that I did in my 2022 planner. This is my spread for the week of Christmas, so December, what was that, the 26th through the 31st, I think, or the 1st? No, no, so sorry. The 19th through the 25th. I'm gonna get it together. Okay, so I hope everyone had a really great holiday and time off. I know everyone does not celebrate Christmas, so just hoping that you were able to have at least some time off from work to be able to just rest and kind of rejuvenate, get ready for the new year. I know that I took some time off at the end of this year, and it was very much needed. So, to get into this plan with me, I am using a kit by Crafts by Towie, and she released this kit at the end of 2021, and like it was, I don't know like how it happened, but anyway, it like when she released it, Christmas was, there was no way we were going to get it in time for Christmas, basically. But because I liked the artwork so much, she was the first person to use it. No one else had used it. I was like, let me go ahead and purchase this for next year. And I'm glad I did. And then this year, more people used that artwork. So I was able to get some supporting things, like a journaling kit and some more floral deco, so that I could be able to use it with in my spread setup. So the journaling kit that you saw me use was actually from Miss Meow. And then what else? I did get a floral deco page from her as well. And then I think I had 2 floral deco pages from Crest by Towie. And overall, I probably didn't need all 3 of them, because I don't even feel like I did not use all 3. I used pieces from both of the Missing Meow and the one of the Crafts by Towies, I think. And so but I didn't use both of those sheets either. So, I have some florals for something else. I think I might be able to use that, because I had a couple pieces from the journaling kit left over too, so I might use that in my other planner. But anyway, let's get into the spread, because I'm already here. Those, what are those? What are those? Oh my God. They're like bells. No. This happens to me every time I'm recording. I just completely forget what those things are. The Christmas bells, the hanging Christmas bells, because that's all I can come up with right now. I'm gonna tell you. So the idea of those, the way they are, the slanted, so that they can go with the journaling corners, it's a great idea. However, they were so delicate that trying to pull them up off of the page, they just kept ripping, and I promise you guys, I was getting so frustrated. So once it went down on the page, like, it was there, because trying to pull it up, it was gonna rip. So, that's where it fell, and that's where it stayed. And then I'm using these larger pieces. I know this has been a fairly common thing in journaling kits to have the larger floral pieces. So I wanted to try using those in my date cover section. And then after I got through doing all my date cover section, I realized that I really didn't have an area where I could use where where I could put the actual dates and the date, dots. Not without it looking like, to me, it was too much. So I actually forego the date dots. I didn't even put those in. It's the week of Christmas. Figure it out. Um, and I did put the actual days of the week, and well, I don't know. I might have done it. I might have done that off camera, but at the very end, you'll see, how I put them on there. And if you look on Instagram, you can see it there as well. Anyway, so sidebar, you see me laying down this stuff here, and it's gonna come up. So, it's no use to really even go on about it. I really did like that arch, and so I felt like it was perfect to use over there in the monthly section. And you'll see that I don't actually make it a monthly section either. I just kind of did my own thing for this, so it is what it is. Um, this side is basically, pretty much a kind of carbon copy of the other side. I am just, putting things in where they fit on that side. You guys, I'm gonna tell you, this is a long video, and I do not like doing voiceovers for long videos, because here I am, I'm like, well, what do I say now? What do I talk about? Anyway, so if you watched my previous video, one of the two last ones where I did my flip through for 2022, I talked about how moving forward I would not be planning every week. And I know that, sometimes, like, a lot of planners who film their plan with me's, they will plan every week, but they won't film every week. And I tried that in the beginning. I did, but I didn't feel like it was working for me. And you guys know that I just kind of like completely fell off of, making planner videos with plan with me's. So as the year was, kind of getting, I'm trying to think, where was I want to say it might have been like around October. I think and it even could be, it might have has happened in September, where I started looking at what was going on in my actual weeks. And I decided that if there wasn't anything going on, like, significant, then I wasn't going to plan that week, because what I was noticing was I was skipping weeks. So I would skip a week because I didn't I didn't have an idea for what to use for that week, and I didn't have any thoughts of how I wanted it to look. And it was giving me anxiety that I was not, that I had skipped it and I wasn't coming back to it. And so it was really starting to give me anxiety. So I said, this is my happy place. So why am I making it more than, I'm making it more of a task. So I decided that I would only plan the weeks that I wanted to, basically. The weeks where I felt like I had something going on, and I would plan those weeks. And even actually recently, the week prior to this week, I was initially going to plan that week, and I actually had things going on that week. But after I planned this week, I was just like, I don't really feel like going back to that week. I just, it wasn't calling to me. So I said, I'm not going to plan it, and I'm going to move forward, and I will start 2023, and I'll plan, my New Year's spread and keep moving. And I feel like, for me and for anybody who is planning, it's important for you to figure out what works for you. And I know that typically everybody in the planner community, they finish all of their spreads and all of their, every single week. And that's what we do. But if it doesn't work for you, and if it's not actually helping you, if it's not meeting the objective for the reason why you started planning, then what's the purpose? There, like, it just doesn't make sense. So you guys will not see, every week from me. You will not. Now, I will post, because I do use and this year I'm doing a bullet journal, and that will be my weekly planner. That's kind of how I keep up for like what's going on for me to do in my memory planner. And I do use stickers in that. So you will see those spreads more often now, because I will be focusing more on doing those. And you'll see some other things that I'm going to be doing in my bullet journal as well. So hopefully, that can kind of fill the gap that's going to be there for those missing weeks. I I do think that most likely I will probably at least get 2 weeks out of the month. Um, Now I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to be filming, every single week that I do plan. Because even with this, like, I didn't, I wanted to sit down and start planning start laying down stickers for my New Year's spread. But I was like, I need to film it. So then I was like, well, I can't do that right now. So I just had to wait. And I felt a little sad about it. I did, because I was like, I want to plan, but like I feel like I can't because I need to film it. So I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that. If you film videos, planner videos, tell me, like, do you ever get, and I know you do, but is it like, what gets you in the frame of mind to film? Like, maybe that's a better question. What gets you in the frame of mind to actually sit down and film? Because for me, it's like I have to really, really push myself to do that. And if you hear a kid in the background, that is my child. Okay, so now we're moving on to the sidebar. And basically, what I did during December, there was this artist. Her name is, I don't want to mess it up. Oh my goodness, I don't want to mess it up. Parins, Parinaz Wadia. She's the artist for who does these drawings. Well, these drawings. She's the illustrator for these fashion girls that you see a lot, like Tay using in her spreads. And so I have purchased from her before, but she had a sale where she was, she had her artwork for $1 on, not on her Etsy, not on Etsy, but she sells them also on, I think it was called designbundles.net. And anyway, they had like several different bundles of her dolls for $1. So these Christmas dolls were in there. And I was like, they're perfect, for using on in my sidebar. So I did a little print and cut action with the doll and with the Christmas tree. And then, because most of them had red in them, this girl, she had the least amount of red in her artwork. So I used her. And then, as you'll see in a second, I just took one of the ornaments from the kit, and I just used that to cover up that red piece there. I tried to get the other piece too, but I just I couldn't cut it out correctly. So I just said, well, we'll just have that little sliver of red in there. But moving on to the actual week. This was my last week of work, and so because it's the last week of work for the entire, for me, for the entire year, then I was trying to I had several things that I needed to make sure were done. So, trying to get those things done, um, amidst also trying to handle last minute patient requests, um, working on those as well. So, needless to say, by Friday, I was just like, thank God I will not see you guys for a whole week and a half. I was so thankful to be off. Um, but Monday, so it was the end of the month, so we have our typical monthly meetings that we have at the end of every month, to talk about, how our clinic performed that month. So we had that, and I got Zaxby's for lunch. I think I got a salad. Um, Back in October, I my job makes us do, because I work in healthcare. They make us do a basically like a healthcare, a checkup. Basically, we have to do a healthcare checkup every year in order so that we can get, savings on our insurance. So you do the healthcare checkup, and then they, knock some money off of your monthly insurance premium. So I did my checkup, and my labs came back, and it said that my A1C was high. So basically saying that I was falling within the pre-diabetic stage. Um, and being that I work in dialysis, I work with a dietitian, then I have some knowledge of, if not taken care of, what diabetes can cause. Just if you didn't know, diabetes is one of the most common reasons for why your kidneys fail. Diabetes and hypertension, those are the two most common reasons. So it's very important that you take care of those if you do have diabetes or high blood pressure. Anyway, um, so I knew, I knew that it was important for me to try to make some changes. So that's what I have been trying to do. And best believe I am not perfect at all, because I am a meat and potatoes girl. Like, starches are my friend, and starches are nothing but sugars. So, of course, they don't like my body. So that's been, something that I've been working on. I have another follow up visit coming up this month, and so we will see, what my levels are. And I guess we'll talk, and figure out if I need to be on any kind of medication. Um, so a goal of mine for 2023 is that I need to start back getting more active, because, um, that also helps with your sugar as well, is, being active, and I am not active at all. Um, like I'm not active. I walk around my clinic at work, and that's about it. So that's, a goal that I'm trying to work on, just because I myself don't want to end up, as like one of my patients, especially since I know firsthand, you know, what can happen. So anyway, all of that is to say why I had a salad, okay? Because I'm not a big vegetable person, but I'm trying to figure out ways to incorporate more vegetables my into the things I eat. Okay. So, like I said, this was my last week at work, so I think a couple days I worked late. I don't know if I marked them all, but I worked late a couple days, and on Monday was one of the days that I worked late. And so my daughter was at her grandmother's house. So I went to pick her up from her grandmother's house because I don't remember. Something was going on, but I don't know, there was no one to watch her, so she needed to come back home and be with her daddy, basically. Um, and I picked her up, and she did not have a nap that day, you guys. And when I tell you, she was so whiny, and she was like, honestly, she was a brat. She was a straight up brat, and I was looking at her like, girl, if you don't eat this food and go to bed, because I've been at work all day and I cannot deal with the whininess right now. I mean, what do you do? It's 5 year old. So yeah, I had to mark that. And I'm waiting on, I actually picked up the kids like emotion faces from Letters to Apollo. So I'm waiting on those because that would have been perfect for right there. I don't even know why I got like one page. I should have got more than one because definitely I know I'm going to go through those a lot. And then moving on to Tuesday, just working on some late travel requests that patients made, trying to work a miracle, waiting until the last moment right before Christmas when you know everybody is traveling to request some travel. But what do you do? Anyway, so I had this sheet from Craft by Towie. It was the, what is that called? That is her, I guess, like Christmas sampler sheet. I got it from a grab bag, or not grab bag, sorry, some of the Oops bags that she had. And you'll see me use it a lot. And I, like, usually I don't, those are not things that I typically buy. But after using it for this spread, I'm like, okay, I definitely think I will be picking them up in the future because it's not like I need like a whole sheet of multiple of those icons, which is usually why I stay away from them. But I probably will start picking up the sampler sheets from now on. So here I'm just marking that we had so Tuesday we had our Secret Santa and our Christmas lunch at work, and that was very nice. We so one of my coworkers, she organized the Secret Santa, and so usually when you do Secret Santa, everybody's just like trying to figure out like what to get someone. So she had a great idea of, she made up a sheet and put everybody's name on it, and then said, put three things that put three things that you like, so that that person has an idea of what kind of gift to get you for Secret Santa. I mean, I'm like, that's great, very helpful for me because like I'm already struggling to get gifts for people in my family. So now I gotta struggle for an extra person to get a gift. Figure out what you need. No, like so. So anyway, I put that I was just like kind of basic. I said Starbucks gift card, Crumble gift card, or some Hershey's Gold. I know. I just talked about sugar, didn't I? But those were the things I said, right? I just put those three. I didn't get none of those. I didn't get none, which is okay. It's fine. But I will say that I what I got, it was nice. Um, but it's the thought that counts anyway. So we did our Secret Santa, and then we had lunch. Our boss catered lunch for us. And then this day we also had a visit from our new director. So we met him. Um, recently we have a lot of change in management going on. So it's an interesting time going on at my place of employment. So I love what I do. Um, and I would definitely like to stay, but we'll see how things go. I will leave it like that. So anyway, that night came home. I just put dinner and wine because I don't actually remember what was cooked. I have no idea. sometimes I mark like specifically what I cooked, but we also eat leftovers, so I don't really remember. I don't know. I do know I had some wine. I do know I did that because it was very well needed. And anyway, moving on to Wednesday. Um, Wednesday wasn't all that. It wasn't a lot going on. Um, I had my morning coffee, like I do every morning, and then I called and talked to one of the other social workers who works with with me, but she works at a different clinic. Call and talk to her about some of the stuff that was going on. She's kind of like how you have like she's my work bestie. That's what I'm trying to say. She's my work bestie. So I called and talked to her, and we were chatting it up about some of the BS that's happening and all that kind of stuff. Um, but anyway, so here behind the cup that I'm marking with the coffee, this is a piece of, so over in the sidebar when I said I was trying to cover up the red ornament and it didn't work, I because I didn't cut it correctly. So I just used it behind the cup and it looked, it came out. I thought it came out cute. You guys might not even be able to see it now that I'm looking at it. I guess I should have been a little closer, huh? Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind for next time. But I thought it was cute. Anyway, um, oh, let me go back to the monthly section because over there, so I moved it up earlier instead of I had it down, and so I decided I didn't like that. The empty space on the torn paper was just seemed to really blah. So I figured I said let me move it up, and then I just because winter started on Wednesday, so I took the Hello Winter script from Paper Trail Plans and put it there. I could have put it in Wednesday, but I don't know. For some reason, like I was just like, I don't need a December. And oh, that's what it is. So I still need to purchase the monthly scripts from Paper Trail Plans. And I didn't really want to use a different font because I knew I would be using yeah, I would be using theirs for the for Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. So I didn't really want to use a different font. So that's why I was like, Hello Winter works because it was the first week of winter and it was in that same font that Paper Trail Plans uses. So that's another thing that I have on my list to purchase. Like, I don't know why though. I always like put them on the back burner. I'm like, okay, I'll get them later. I'll get them later. I'll get them later. And then it always pops up and I'm like, oh, I need these, but I still haven't purchased them yet. So one day I'm going to change that. So back to the daily part here. I am marking first day of winter, and I didn't really have anything that like spoke to winter, but I had these snowflakes, so I was like, they will work, and just use those to mark the first day of winter. It's like you don't need 30 million, of like icons, like how do I say it? Um, so I don't typically, like I said earlier, I don't if it's a seasonal icon, like a lot of times I don't know why, but I don't tend to buy those. Um, so like I only had this Christmas icon sheet because I got it in a oops bag. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have that. But it actually is really, really great. So I'm going to definitely have to change that for the future. Um, and I know probably why I don't get it is because I'm always like, I don't know what foil I'm going to be using, when it comes around. And I don't want to have to get all of them, but I'm just going to have to suck it up, I guess, and not buy a kit. Which I can't even lie, I haven't been buying kits that much lately. But let me be quiet for well, not be quiet, but let me go on to something else. I really like what I did right here at the bottom with the little gingerbread man. I put him there, coming out of the flowers, and then put the why I want to say dumbbells. They're not dumbbells, Lord. The ornaments behind him. Oh. I thought that was cute the way it is. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what I haven't been purchasing as much, and I have a I guess a stack of stuff where I could go through and do a haul video, but I don't want to. It's crazy because haul videos are actually like so easy. They're a lot easier to do than playing with me's. But I don't know. I don't. It's not that I don't want to show what I've purchased, but I don't know. I couldn't really tell you what it is. I just haven't really been in the mood to do a haul video. Or maybe because I just feel like I'm buying some of the same things that I know I've seen other people haul, and so I'm just like, I don't see the point of hauling it because other people have already hauled it. Even though, actually, I haven't seen anybody use that or that or that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm lazy. That could also be it too. Just not feeling it. So who knows? Maybe you guys will see a haul from me. I'll force myself to do it. All right. Anyway, we're moving on to Thursday. And I forgot to mention, because I think I was talking about something else in the beginning, but my favorite part of the date cover section is at the top where I put those little postcards at the top. I love that. I just love it. I had been out postcards and the stamps were the two foil things that I had been looking for, and so everybody I think just released stamps this week. And so I did just pick up some of those from Sadie Stickers. And then she had also released those postcards before, because I think most of the postcards that I had saw had Christmas like elements in them, and I just wanted a plain one, and so I saw those plain ones she had, and so I got those. And I probably should have gotten more than one sheet, but it is what it is. So here I'm marking just like I did on Monday. Another FHR meeting, our monthly meeting. I have to have 2 meetings because I work at 2 clinics as a social worker at each clinic. So I have to do the meeting. Basically, because I work at 2 clinics, everything I do double. that's the easiest way to put it. I have to do everything double. So, just marking that again. And then, like I said, since it was the end of the month, I completed all of my annual documentation that I needed to do. And then I came home and I applied for jobs. So, as I said earlier, I do like my job. I really do like my job. But, like every other person in this world, you know, cost of living is going up, and I'm not seeing my income go up, not how I need it to. It's not. So that's the thing. It's going up, but it's not going up in a measurable amount the same way that the cost of living is going up. They're not equal. And I need them to be equal. So I have just been, I've started, looking for, at first I was looking for just like a PRN position where I could just work maybe a couple days out the week. But then I thought about it recently and I said, I'm going to actually start applying to some full time positions as well because if I can, secure a job with a higher amount of pay, then I will bring that offer back to my current job and say, hey, can you guys meet this? If you can, I will stay. Because I actually like my job. It had, believe me, it has a lot of, it's a lot of BS that happens. But I like what I do. And I really don't want to leave. I don't. So if they could meet my income demands, I definitely would stay. Not to mention, I literally work between 5 to 10 minutes away from my house. So that's like it's I pass my daughter's school and then I go to work. So it's perfect, like especially since she's in school now, if something happens, I can get to her immediately. So I really, I'm weighing my options here. I am. I'm not in a rush to go and find something else because pretty much, um, if you are familiar with Atlanta, then Atlanta, um, you're gonna be driving at least 30 minutes to get pretty much anywhere. So if everything else that I would be interested in as far as employment, it would require me driving back again. I would be commuting again. And I I've gotten spoiled. I have really gotten spoiled. Like I don't have to wake up so early anymore. I can come home for lunch and eat lunch at home sometimes if I choose to. Like I'm spoiled. I am spoiled. So the thought of having to get up and drive in Atlanta traffic for 30, 45 minutes to get to work, depending on traffic, it could be an hour and a half. I'm not in a rush. I am not in a rush. So definitely weighing my options. But I do really feel like companies, I know a lot of companies are, I don't want to say struggling, but well, I guess so. They might be struggling because a lot of them are starting to lay people off. But they having to cut a lot, to make the bottom line equal out and not be in the red. So I understand that everybody's kind of in a financial crisis right now. But, I mean, you also can't be mad at people for doing what they need to do to be able to take care of their families. Because jobs aren't loyal to anybody. So if you got to take care of your family, you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, sorry, let me stop on that little rant and go into what I'm doing right here. I thought this was cute too. So I used one of those snowflakes and I used a cloud from White Deer Stationery to show that we had freezing weather come Thursday. Um, like it dropped down the teens. I don't I don't think we got in single digits. I could be wrong. We might have gotten into single digits, but I know we got into the teens. And when that happens in Georgia, everything everything is fucked up, okay? It just is. So me and my husband, we was like, okay, well, we went ahead and I turned on the faucets, to let the water run, and then we opened up our cabinets to let the heat from the house also flow through the cabinet, so that would help to keep the pipes warm. And luckily, we had no problems. Um, woke up the next morning, we still had water. I was thankful, but I do know that a lot of my friends, they had trouble with pipes bursting, um, and it's. I mean, it's just Georgia is not prepared for cold weather. Like, it happens once or twice in the year, and then everything just goes to kaput. It just does. And I will say I am happy though. This year we didn't have the ice on the ground, because we had that a couple years ago, and that was a complete mess. So we didn't have the ice on the ground, and I think everybody was thankful for that, most definitely. So Friday, my last day of work. Hallelujah. Last day. Um, I don't think it's crazy, because it was my last day, and my intention was to leave, like maybe leave work at like maybe 3:30, and I don't think I got out of there until like almost close to 5, because I'm not trying to, I'm trying to make sure everything is covered, before I leave. And so whatever, I wasn't mad, because I knew I was going to be off for several days after that. So is what it is. I got some Happy Mail on Friday. I don't know what the hell Happy Mail it was. So let me look. Let me see if I can look through some of the stuff that I got. Oh, was that? No, it wasn't. I was gonna say it was that when I got my minus addiction order, but no, I think I got that a couple days later. Um, oh, I think I know what I got. I got some foil from Paper Muse Crafts. That's what it was. I think, what did I get from her? I got her Valentine's Day foil. I picked up some of that. So then I realized that, what? I got my Valentine's Day foil in rose gold, but I didn't have a kit secured yet. So then I just had to go through my stash and find a rose gold kit that would work for Valentine's Day. Because I said I wasn't going to buy a Valentine's kit this year. Like, I have enough kits to where I just felt that it wasn't necessary. Let me stop for a second, because let me talk about this, what I'm doing. So I thought this was so cute, layering the Christmas tree, like it's like the chairs behind the Christmas tree, and then the box of wrapping in front of it. Like, it just looked like, it looked, I don't want to say real, but it looked real. It looked real cute. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I thought it did. So Friday I wrapped up presents, so that's, all of that would be done. Are you the kind of person who wraps like as things come in, or do you just like do one big sitting and wrap everything? Because I'm a big sitting kind of person. I wrap everything once like everything has come in. But I don't know. Is it easier to wrap it as it goes? I just don't have time for that. I guess because I have a kid and she's in the house, so I can't. I have to wait till she goes over to Mimi's house and then wrap everything up. Oh, and let me tell y'all. So I told my daughter, because I did not grow up celebrating Christmas. So for me, Christmas is not like a big deal. It's just not. So um my daughter came home from school one day, and she was talking about, Santa and da 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 da. And so I had the talk with her. She's 5, and I had the talk with her. I said, "Baby, Santa Claus is not real. Mommy and Daddy and Mimi and GT and TT all buy your presents. Okay?" And she looked at me and she was so sad. And she was like, "But I want presents." And I was like, "Baby, you're gonna get presents. Don't you get presents on your birthday? Yes, I said it's the same thing. We buy your presents for your birthday. We're gonna keep the same presents you got last year for Christmas. We bought those too. So, she was at first she was still a little sad. Um but I kept reiterating it. I'm like, okay, so I took her to Walmart, and not Walmart, Target. We went to Target. We walked up and down the aisles, and I let her pick out like two presents. So, she could kind of see that, okay, this is because let me be clear on this. I do not care how you feel about Santa Claus, and kids, should be able to enjoy Santa Claus. I do not care. Santa Claus is a lie, and I'm not even about to start that with her, okay? I do not understand when a child is 7, 8, 9 years old and they're still like, oh, don't no, don't say there's no Santa Claus around them. Why haven't you already told them this? I just don't understand. So do not come for me about Santa Claus, okay? Because I do not care. I do not care. I will laugh at you and keep going. I do not care about Santa Claus. But I want my daughter to know the truth. These presents are not just free gifts that fall down out the sky, okay? No. Your family works hard to give you things, and you need to be thankful for what you get. So I want her to learn that. And that's very important to me that she learns that. So anyway, she's with my sister-in-law. And so my sister-in-law tells me, she said, girl, she said, the other day London told me Santa Claus ain't real. My mommy and daddy buy my presents. And I was like, oh my God, it stuck. It finally stuck. Because she's been, she would come home, of course, saying about kids talking about Santa Claus and da da da. But I was like so thankful that it stuck. Um, because I still want her to have toys, enjoy things, but I just want her. There's no need in starting a lie. Like, why would I don't see the point. And like I said, I did not grow up celebrating Christmas, and that's probably why I don't see the point. Um, but anyway, that was just a little story, I guess. So Friday, my last day of work, came home, had some wine, as I was wrapping presents, which is probably why I struggled so much with wrapping those presents, because I'm actually a good wrapper. Um, I used to work at Dillard's, and I worked in customer service at one point in time while I was working there. And so I learned how to like professionally wrap the gifts. So I'm really I'm a good rapper. But when I tell you, like, I was mismeasuring the paper and everything, like, I was like, oh my goodness, I did not know what's going on. But I mean, it makes sense. I was drinking, so that's why I screwed it up. But moving on to Saturday. Saturday, did I have my child or no? Did I think she left me. I think she left and went back to Mimi's house. So I think Saturday I was able, but I woke up early that morning. I think that was it. I just couldn't sleep anymore. So I woke up, and something that I've been wanting to do is get back into reading. So I um, got my iPad and I downloaded a book I was reading, Without Remorse. That's been a really good book. And I've actually done really good this week. I've read, I think, 4 days out of this week so far. So I'm trying to, because what I noticed is that I was starting to, um, I watch a lot of TV basically. Um, when I'm home, I'm either watching TV or, on my phone. It's like some kind of visual, device. And when I was younger, like, I used to read all the time. I could plow through a book in a weekend. So I wanted to get back into reading. And so the book, there's, if you have an iPhone, you have the books app, and it keeps a tally of, how many books you read for the year. And last year I fell off. So this year, I definitely wanted to focus on getting back into that. And so, I started before the year was up, before the year started actually for 2023. But yeah, so I got up and I was reading my book, drinking my coffee while it was all quiet in the house. Enjoyed, and the book is good. I think I am halfway finished with it. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, I'm at 66% finished. So almost finished. And then I also started another book, an audio book. So that was another way that I was going to like increase the books that I read, is by listening to audiobooks, because I can listen to a book, at work while I'm working. So, looks like I talked through Sunday. Did I? I don't know. Christmas Day. All right. So we made it to Christmas Day, and Christmas Day, got up, went to my mother-in-law's house and opened presents. And then we had, what did we have? What did we have? Oh, Jesus. We cooked. We cooked. So we had a seafood boil. So we had breakfast, of course, and then had a seafood boil. After, for dinner, had a Christmas movie marathon. We watched, oh Jesus, we watched the Home Alones, because my daughter likes Home Alone. So we watched a couple of those, and oh man, I can't remember the other one. It's with Arnold Schwarzenegger, um, and Turbo Man. I forget the name of it, but we watched that one too. Uh, and then my baby got a fever. Um, she was at my mother-in-law's house on Saturday, and they washed her hair, and it was cold. And so I've noticed that, like, if we wash her hair when it is cold, she gets a fever. So she had a fever probably for about 2-3 days. Um, but it finally broke, and then she was right back to her normal self. So we're at the end of this Plan With Me. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I kind of rambled on. If you made it to the end, thank you, because this was a whole 56 minutes. And we definitely will not be doing this again. We gonna fast forward the hell out of this shit, because this was a lot of talking, and I am not used to this. Either that, or I'm gonna put some music on. I'm not really like, I don't like a lot of music in Plan With Me. I don't mind music like in the beginning, like when you're laying on the bass. But like I don't like playing with like music throughout the whole thing. So that's actually why you don't usually hear a lot of music in my videos, because I don't personally like watching videos like that. So, I don't want to make something that I don't think that I wouldn't even like, basically. You get the point. So, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Even if you didn't make it to the end, thank you for, what you did watch. And hopefully, we will be back with more videos to come in 2023. Really do. I think I'm just putting like some little I don't want to say garnishes, but, deco around. And then you'll see a pan over of the whole spread. So thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.